doing today? I'd like to start off by saying congratulations to Joanne. Joanne has shared on our handmade group the arrival of her absolutely beautiful baby granddaughter. So Joanne, we are sending you lots of love and little snuggles, and yeah, keep the pictures coming because she's just absolutely lovely. So I hope you're all having a really nice start of the week. It is sunny and bright here, so the weather has finally started playing ball and summer has arrived just when we should be going into autumn. I'm going to be making some really lovely necklaces with you today. I'm going to be using some gemstone chips. I'm going to be making a double layer. This here is 2 on the same bust because I do think they look absolutely beautiful, mixed and layered up, but I'm using some lovely little pearls, some gorgeous little chips, lots of eye pins. You can do this if you would like to make little wrap loops. You can do that with a 0.6, I'd suggest, wire as well. So I can show you that technique. But I think just doing it on the eye pins just makes it really quick and a nice little make. We've got beautiful clasps for you today and gorgeous little butterfly kind of details to show them off. So the stones that I've picked when looking at my gemstones today, I've kind of gone for things that represent what a butterfly represents. So that kind of transformation, tranquility, inner peace, calm, those lovely things. So that's what I've looked at when the supposed properties of gemstones, as well as gorgeous colours when I've put these kits together. We've got lots and lots for you to choose from, and I think you're getting quite a good little discount as well today. So I'm going to start quickly by reading some comments out and saying hello to you all, and then I'm going to take you over to the website and we can start making. So hello to Teresa, how are you doing? Good morning to Star. She says it's sunny in Manchester. Sunny here too. Finally. Good morning to Denise. She says, good morning. A lovely sunny day here in Manchester as well. Dulce's in, wishing everybody a good morning. Anna is in as well. She says, good morning, everybody. What a beautiful sunny morning here in Perth. Hello to Judith. Hello to Joy. Camilla's here as well. Hello to you, my love. She says, good morning, Natalie. Sunny here too. Hope you all had a great weekend. Good morning to Lucy. Hello to Debbie. Anna's asking, was there a live last Friday? There was, Anna. I don't know what happened. I was midstream, all was going well, and then everybody said that Facebook had just switched off and I wasn't live on Facebook, but I didn't want to come out because I still, at that point at the beginning, I still had 70 people watching me. I don't know whether they'd found me on YouTube or whether they'd gone onto Kitty's handmade page and had a little look that way. So I didn't want to stop the stream, but it can be found. What were we making? Can anyone remember? Because I can't. Was it bracelets? No, they were the stitch earrings. Okay, I'd done some little earrings with 4 and 6 millimeter bicones and some, I'm going to say size 11 seed beads. I can't remember now, but you could make them in 2 different ways, either kind of diamond or square shape. So we were there Friday, and I'm so sorry for anybody who did have problems. Hopefully, am I live now on Facebook and YouTube? It looks like I am, but I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. Good morning to Jan. Hello to Mina. Good morning, Joanne. She says, good morning, Natalie. Good morning to all. Sunshine, blue skies, and warm. Jan says it's absolutely gorgeous in Sudbury. Anne is saying good morning to me and to everybody else, and she's in a sunny Yorkshire. And good morning to Amelia. Camille is saying congratulations to Joanne as well on the birth of a gorgeous baby granddaughter. So I don't know whether she's going to be in today. She's probably very busy. But yeah, what lovely news. Hello to Mandy. How are you doing? Yeah, Anna says she couldn't find it again. I have shared it on my page, so any tutorials that I deliver, I will pop on. I'm on Facebook as Natalie Patton Wire Artist, but there's all sorts of makes there. It's not just wire. I may change the name of my page to just all round making and having fun. Diane says good morning to everybody, as does Elaine, and so does Carol. Okay, I've got plenty of you in now, so hopefully it's all okay, sounds okay, picture's as good as it's going to be. You can even see the shadows on my wall. That's how sunny it is today. So There are some jewellery stands and busts and earrings, so you can see I'm surrounded by beauties and sparkles. Joy says, Facebook says you could not play video, but you're okay on YouTube. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let me take you over to the website and I will show you these lovely beauties. Say hello to me in the comments and let me know which necklace colourway you like the most, and if you're wanting to give it a go. Mina says, hi Natalie, I made Delia rings after your live, and my niece is 14 and took about 6 that she had, and they're going to New Zealand. Oh, how lovely. Isn't it fabulous that your work gets to go all over the world? Joanne, oh, hello, Joanne says, thank you so much. Her eyes are wide open straight away. She's so beautiful, Joanne. Everyone's wishing you congratulations. We're all just absolutely delighted. Has she got a name yet? Can you share the name? Maybe we could make something in honour of her, name something if we've not already used it. I'm not going to ask what weight she was, because I just think that's really, I know it's like the obvious question, isn't it? Like, what's the name? What do they weigh? It's the only time in life you're allowed to ask somebody what was their weight. Don't ask me. I don't know the answer. Stop looking. Okay, so over we go to totallybeads.co.uk, a wonderful website where you can find lots of video tutorials on all things jewellery making. So today we're doing the Baleine butterfly necklace. I just think they're really, really pretty. Even without the gemstones, I think they're really pretty. You can see I've got 5 lovely colours for you to choose from. Your pearls will match. They'll have everything you need in your kit. Because obviously we're using gemstones, I don't like the term semi-precious stones because they're all precious. I don't know how semi-precious they are. For me, they're just precious because, you know, these are Earth's wonders, absolutely gorgeous gemstones for you to choose from. So they are all natural and they will change in terms of price accordingly for that, but they have been discounted. So you've got your gorgeous amethyst, you've got your blue lace agate, you've got your lapis lazuli, you've got your malachite, and I've got a gorgeous red aventurine as well. I think the weather is playing ball because it knows that these are very summer makes, but they're gorgeous all year round. I love the butterflies and I had to use them, and this is what I've put together. So I'll show you in the amethyst kit. It is £10.79. Do bear in mind we do ship worldwide, so you can change your currency to wherever you are. I've got this gorgeous little butterfly which I'm using as a little feature, and you're going to get to make 2 necklaces in this kit. If you don't want 2 necklaces and you want a bracelet instead, I'll show you how to make a little bracelet with it too. But you're going to have loads and loads and loads of chips, and you're going to probably have loads of pearls left as well. So you don't have to keep it as 2 layered like I've done here. Excuse me, I was just having a sip of my coffee and my cup was rather far away. If you wanted to, instead of making the 2 necklaces, you could layer that up again further. You could have it as 3, 4 strands, lots of multi-strands there for you. But they're just really easily just popped onto little pins. So we're going to be turning pins today. You can use your looper tool if you want to, if you've got one of those to hand. So in your kit, you're going to get your gemstone chips, this one being the amethyst. You're going to get your glass pearl rounds, which are 6mm, eye pins, jump rings, and your toggle clasp as well. I want to take you down into this section because I need to show you these toggles. I'll show you them down on the mat. They are so pretty. They've got like little flowers and lovely little detail, not just on the loop, but also on the bar as well. And I think that ties in gorgeous with our beautiful antique silver butterfly. All your pins are going to be rhodium today because I think it just matches the antique silver. But if you did want to do wrap loops with this and you wanted to use wire, then silver's going to look, or silver plated is going to look just as lovely. And you can also get that on the website. I would suggest a 0.6mm wire if you wanted to do it that way. I did it on the eye pins because I just feel I can play around with it a little bit more. And it's a lot quicker to do. So this one is your beautiful amethyst. Obviously, I love my amethyst. I've talked to you about amethyst quite a lot of times because I use it very often. It is probably one of the most loved and famous gemstones. It's a variety of quartz. It's been so popular for thousands of years, and it means non-intoxicated. So it's meant to act as kind of a natural tranquilizer, dispel any rage you might have, helpful to manage your fears and anger. It calms any rage and anxiety. So I thought, as well as it looking beautiful with the butterfly, I think those kind of calm feelings should kind of represent that butterfly as well. So that ties in there for you. So £10.79 to make 2 necklaces up in your beautiful amethyst colourway. And we'll talk a little bit about the gemstones because I love them. I'm going to demo, I think, with this one today. This is your blue lace agate. It's stunning. It is £11.69. Now, your blue lace, it's a variety of, it's agate, so it's a variety of banded chalcedony and a quartz mineral. So agate sometimes has... well, it's sometimes called Earth's rainbow because you get it in like pretty much every single colour. So many varieties of colours, beautiful bands that run through these stones. Blue lace was first discovered in Namibia, but it's been found in India, South Africa, Brazil, China, and the US as well. It is one of the rarer agates. At one point, they did think it'd been completely mined out, and then I think they found another kind of pocket of it in South Africa. So that it's just the most beautiful, beautiful gemstone. It's a very hard gemstone on the kind of moss scale, but because of its beautiful light blue colour, it's just got this lovely kind of ethereal tone to it. These are all the components that you're getting in the kit. I've put these with the silver dust just to kind of highlight those beautiful kind of light colours. I think blue lace is a perfect name for it, but it's meant to represent your calmness and tranquility, kind of harmony, optimism, hope, and it's like a very lovely sky on a summer day. So I think that goes gorgeous with the butterfly as well. So that one is your blue lace agate. It's £11.69, has been discounted for you. That's going to make up 2 necklaces in your kit today. Then we've got the lapis. Absolutely love lapis. It's a symbol of wisdom and truth. I think this one is perfect for, you know, your butterfly kind of theme here. Its name means blue stone. It's formed by multiple minerals, usually lazurite, sodalite, calcite and pyrite. It is the pyrite in it that gives it those gold flecks. If you're never not sure whether you've got sodalite or lapis, have a little look for the little gold flecks that you'll see in the stone. It's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. It's been mined for like eternity almost. It's from the oldest mines in the world, so it's always been valued through kind of ancient civilizations, your ancient Egyptians. So obviously King Tut had his, I can never say the word, sarcophagus kind of adorned with it. And it was all inlaid with lapis. Catherine the Great also had a whole entire room adorned with lapis. So fireplaces, mirrors, everything was lapis. They are just such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous gemstone. It represents inner peace, intellectual ability, knowledge, truth, and communication. It's blue, so it's your throat chakra, so speaking your truth, things like that. Really gorgeous stone. And I've paired them with the powder blue 6mm pearls as well. So that one is your lapis. I will try not to chat on too much, but now we're getting to malachite. Malachite is one of my all-time favorites. I just love it. Again, this one is perfect because it represents transformation, and that's what a butterfly does. Starts off as a little caterpillar and off it transforms into a gorgeous butterfly. So it's a beautiful rich shade of green. It's kind of like marbled like stone. So it's a copper carbonate compound. And I think in terms of the colour, it's to do with the amount of water. And when there's no water in it, it creates an almost like black bands. You can often tell the difference between man-made and natural malachite because the bands are usually black, true black, and very uniformed in terms of its kind of stripes. With a man-made one, with a natural one like this, it's a very deep green, and you just after a little while you can just tell by looking. I've paired these with the moss green pearl rounds because I think they just tie in absolutely lovely. Loved by ancient Greeks and Egyptians, a very old and ancient loved gemstone as well. I know I've said to you before, Cleopatra used to kind of use it ground up as like eyeshadows and things, but it represents your transformation, diminishes any fears, helps your inner strength and confidence. Supposedly, it's meant to help you embrace change, but it's also good as gifts. So if you're gifting to people, then this one's a really good one because it also conveys that message of friendship and loyalty. And why would you not want one of these as a gift? Because it's stunning. £14.39. So that's been reduced from almost £16 for you. So nice little discount on there, making up 2 beautiful necklaces. What have we got left? Ooh, the red aventurine. This is beautiful. I absolutely love the colour. It's kind of like a peachy orange. It is called red aventurine. It is a rarer form of your aventurine because usually you get it in green. It's got like a lovely natural sparkle to it and this optical effect, which is referred to as aventurescence, I think. And that's from your inclusions of kind of mica minerals. So it's really good to be joyful, bravery, trust, intimacy. Usually aventurine is good for friendships. When you've got it in this red colour, it's kind of romantic friendship, shall we say. So romantic relationships, self-expression, all those very lovely properties attributed to this one. This one is only £8.09 for 2 gorgeous necklaces, and I have paired that with your light peach. And they just look very, very pretty together. So they are your gorgeous colours today, your amethyst, your blue lace, your lapis, your malachite, and down there is your red aventurine. So let me know what you like, and hopefully I've not talked too much. You can always see I get very excited. So everyone's saying, oh, babies. So everyone's delighted for Joanne. Jan, says beautiful necklaces. Camille says, obviously the orangey one at the bottom. She can't see the name yet. So for her, it's the red aventurine. Star says beautiful. Mina's got an amethyst one in her basket. Joanne says, oh, Alicia, and she weighed in bigger than expected, £7.09. Both mum and baby are doing wonderfully, and she couldn't be more proud of her daughter. She handled labour like a pro. Well done. Well done. Oh, gorgeous. Alicia has a very pretty name as well. Good morning to Teresa. She says, today I'm using blue lace agate and light blue 4mm check pearls, and I don't have the butterfly finding, so she's going to see what she can use in a stash. You could use something else. If you don't want to use a butterfly, you could find something else as a little connector, maybe a flower, or you might want to make something up with wire. You might not even want to include that at all and just have it as the beads. It's entirely up to you, but I do love the blue lace. I am going to demo with that today. If I had time, I might even make a nice pendant with it because I've got a lovely cabochon in blue lace, and I think that would look lovely with a chip necklace too. Nina says she's going to love her dress. She bought one in shades of red and orange and yellow. Okay, so Camille's going to love your dress. Lucy shared the link for you today. Here we are, totalybeads.co.uk, jewellery making, Facebook tutorials, and we are doing the Belaine butterfly necklace. Camille saying she's sure she's got those flutterbys. They are new, I think, in stock. So if you've got them recently, then brilliant, Camille. Star says she's spoiled for choice today. Joanne says she loves the blue lace and the lapis. And she could never tell the difference between both stones. I will. I got some to hand. Got a soda light. Have I got a lapis to hand? I was just going to show you them down on my mat in cab form to see if I could show you the difference a little bit more, but I think it may be in my other box. I do have a sodalite, so I will show you that. I won't disappear just yet. We'll chat about that later. Where am I up to in the comments? Good morning to Trish. She says her internet's bad this morning. She's getting a blurry picture. Hopefully it's not my end, Trish. Good morning to Phoenix. Hello. Oh, she says it's working out. Just needed to warm up. And Phoenix says you just love the blue. I know I do. I can't help it. I'm in blue. I love it. Right, let me take you down on the mat. And let's get going. I'm going to show you this here. This is a sodalite. Come on, focus. Oh gosh, that's looking blurry, isn't it? Are we gonna catch up? I hope it catches up. Is this coming across quite blurry for everybody else as well? I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to be able to show you the details in what I'm talking about if it's looking this blurry. Give it a little moment to focus. Hi, Facebook user, says morning. Yeah, everybody's saying it's very blurry. That's not going to do, is it? What if I switch my camera off and start it again? Will it sharpen? Morning, Julie. I'm hoping it just catches up, but we can't do a live like this. I'm fine, aren't I? It's just the downward camera. Do a swap off to the other one and see if it makes any difference. Okay, bear with me, everybody. Let me see if I can leave my downward facing camera and open it up in a different browser, because I've gone back onto an older video and I've seen, similar, where if the video quality is not good, then it's difficult to see what it is I'm meant to be doing. And I want to be able to show you the beauties of these stones. So let me try and see if this makes any difference. This might be the one that kicks me out, so do bear with me. I do apologise. I'll try it like this. If not, we'll remove everything from the mat like Camille suggests and try again. Is this any better? Yeah, that's looking sharper, isn't it? Yeah, we agreed, we're okay. Joy to tech, I know. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. This is a sodalite. So you can see here, it's got that gorgeous deep blue, but we're missing little gold kind of pyrite inclusions. I don't want to wander off, but I know I've got other cabochons which I'd definitely be able to show you the difference with. Okay. I seem to be quite organised in my stash then. I knew exactly where to go for that. Okay, so if I'm to show you the lapis, can you see here these little gold flecks in it? So sodalite and lapis. Lapis often tends to be, I don't know, more of a vivid blue, but it really does kind of, it varies obviously. The kind of lower grade one would have more of the kind of white parts to it. Higher quality would be more of a deeper blue. And obviously you can get them dyed as well. But if you're wondering which is which, then just check that pyrite, which is the little gold inclusions there. So you can make yourself a little bracelet if you like as well. And if you've got time, I'll show you wrapped loops with the wire. If you wanted to do this with wire, it's going to make it really, really sturdy. You haven't got to worry about making sure those loops on your connectors, on your pins, are closed fully. But this is a much quicker way I just find often I'll be making wrap loops and I always forget to just pop the last or next bead through, or next link. But you can do this whichever way you prefer. Okay, you've got your malachite here with that gorgeous green. These are the bands that I'm talking to you about. So you can see it's a natural gemstone because you've got very dark bands. Let's see if we can find a nice example. This one's quite good. Very dark bands, but they're not quite black. They're just a very deep green. And they are quite uniform, but if you've got a man-made one, it just looks man-made to me. These are the beautiful toggles that you're getting today. And if I can hold those up for you on the palm of my hand, you can see there's a beautiful pattern on both of those, which I think just kind of goes in really nicely with that kind of floral, organic, little nature look we've got with the butterfly as well. Esther says, looks fabulous. Sorry I can't join you yet. I'm away on holiday. It's lovely and sunny in Portugal. Esther, I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time. You've got your amethyst. Just hold these up there for you. Beautiful deep purple, looking gorgeous with the pop of those pearls. This is your lapis. Put these to the side, take these ones off my bust. You've got your red aventurine, which I just think look stunning with the colour of those pearls. Let's flip my butterfly over so you can see all its detail. And we've also got the blue lace as well. So really straightforward to do. I'm just making a few little connectors to run around the back of my neck, and then I'm doing 2 little dangles running off. It's the most gorgeous, gorgeous blue colour. So let's get making, let's get started. I am going to do the blue lace, but I'll also do a couple of pieces with the red aventurine as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a whole lot of eye pins. On my pearls, I'm just having 1 pearl on each of my pins. I'm not multi-popping them together. You can if you want to. You can use any size eye pin really for this. If you've got long ones in your kit, you can use them, and you can reuse the extra pit that you don't use. You can also use your 30mm ones because they will fit all of your pearls and your chips on perfectly. So to make my little double connecting loops, I'm just going to take a pair of pliers, so chain nose pliers, round nose, and my cutters. What I'm going to do to begin with is I'm going to bend my pin with my pearl on into a 90-degree bend. So I'm going quite close up to the top of that pearl, and I'm just going to bend over my pin like so. And I've bent this so when I turn my loop, it's going to sit nice and neatly and in line with that little loop that's already on. I'm then going to trim off, leaving about 1 centimetre. So I'm going to take my flush cutters and I'm going to leave about 1 centimetre. I'm holding on to the other end of the pin so when I cut, it doesn't fire away. I'm then going to take my pearl in between my finger and my thumb. I'm holding it with my thumb just to keep it in place. And with my round nose pliers, I'm going to turn my loop. Now, if I want my loop exactly the same size as the loop here, and it doesn't really matter, but if I'm going to be particular, I'm going to pop the loop that exists onto my round nose pliers and see whereabout it fits, and I'll know that's whereabout I'm going to start turning. If you want to do that visually, you can. Some people mark their pliers with a little marker pen, so they put a little mark there and they know where they're turning. As I say, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to pop it where I want on my pliers. I'm going to just gently tend to run my finger very slowly and carefully just to make sure that pin is really flush. So I'm going to be turning the whole thing. I'm going to give it a little flick up So I've made this little shape, and then I'm going to reposition my hand. So I'm just turning my hand so my knuckles are away from me, popping my round nose in, and then with little tiny movements of my wrist, I'm turning that all the way round to make that matching loop on both sides. And I'm going to do my pearls. I'm going to do about 27 of them. If you want to make it longer, you can do. If you want to make it sit lower down, then all you would really need to do is just extend the amount that you're putting on this run that goes around the back of your neck. I've done this to measure how I would like it to sit, and I will show you how it looks when I'm wearing it, so you can see whereabout it fits on me. And if you want to change that, then I would suggest probably just changing the back of the necklace, but it's entirely up to you. You make this as you want to. Anna says she's just bought them all. She's going to be busy for Christmas. Perfect gifts. Okay, if I'm going to do the one with my chips, I'm using about 3 chips on each pin. They are going to come in different sizes and shapes because that's the joy of chips. They're natural and they're cut all very differently. So you can see I've got some larger ones on and some smaller ones on. They're all going to roughly be around the same size. And I think it just gives it that kind of, again, a bit more of a natural kind of organic look, not having that complete uniformity. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select my chips out. I might decide if I've got a chip, this one should be okay, but you can see that little drill hole is quite close to the side there. I might leave that one for another project, and I might just pick out one where the hole is fairly central, so they're all going to fit nicely on my pin and I don't have to worry about anything kind of snapping or breaking. I'm going to do exactly the same with this. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and I'm going to bend about 90 degrees just above that last chip. I'm then going to come in again with my cutters, trimming off, so I'm leaving around 1 centimetre at this point. I'm going to position my pin in between my round nose pliers, making sure it's fairly flush, little flick up, reposition my hand, rotate, very gentle little movements all the way around so my pin is sitting upwards. And we're making eye pins, so that should be kind of like a lollipop. It should be sitting on top that loop, not sitting over to the side. And I'd like my pins to run in the same direction if possible as well, just so it'll hang nicer. So I'm going to do 29 pins with the chips in a double connector, and I'm going to do 27 of my pearls. Again, you can adjust that to whatever you want. If you've got little bits of pin left over, if you've got the larger eye pins, then you can always reuse them. You can use them with the looper, or you can just turn. So I've made this kind of P shape, and then I'm going to pop my round nose in and push that pin back to knock it into place. So I've now got that kind of lollipop shape. And now I've got another eye pin ready to go, so I'm not wasting anything. Camille says that new looper plier I bought would be perfect for this project. I'll do one with the looper, and then if you've got one, you can see how that works. It will work exactly the same again for the pearl or the chips, just kind of be mindful when you are positioning your pin with the chips that we're not going to chip any of that stone. So I'm popping my pearl on, I'm popping it through my looper, so it's going to come out the other hole at the back. Very gently, I'm just going to close those handles in together, and that's going to cut off that pin for me, and it's going to make my little loop. Sometimes I might need to reposition, so if they're not quite sitting straight, I would very, very gently just give it a little twist with 2 pairs of pliers to straighten that up. And if I need to come in with my round nose again to close it up, I can do. So that's it with the looper. It will be a whole lot quicker if you use it. And again, you can still use your looper to make more pins. So in this case, I'm just my leftover bit of pin, I'm going to position just where it's going to cut it and turn it. So it doesn't need to cut anything off. I'm just going to use that loop there. Again, I can straighten that up if I need to, so I can give it a little twist. If I need to knock it back into more of a shape, I can do. And then I can add my chips on, or my pearls, whatever I'm doing. I tend to add 3, but I think for this I'm just going to do 2. And then I'm going to position it back. So I'm just watching where that chip is sitting next to this part. And then again, I'm going to close that. Now, if I feel it's going to knock that chip, I'll just do it partially and finish it off with my hands, or I'll just bend it back a little bit. These pins are nice and soft, that I can bend that out the way and fully close that little handle. Reposition to straighten up. So I can do both with my looper, I can do both with my pliers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 27 of my pearls and 29 of my chips. So because I don't think you're going to want to sit and watch me do this over and over and over and over and over again, I have done some already, and it's just a case of kind of piecing them together. Again, if you've got your smaller eye pins, that's absolutely fine. I am going to just show you very quickly that even with the 30mm eye pins, your chips are going to fit on nicely. So if I take, these are quite large chips as well. You can see I've got plenty of pin on there to do exactly the same. So I'm going to give it a little bend, about 90 degrees. I'm going to trim off if I feel it needs to be trimmed. It will only probably be a tiny little bit. So I'm just going to cover it over with my hand, so I'm not losing that, getting fired off anywhere. Hold it in place just to stop it sliding up, and turn my loop all the way around. So I've got 3 chips on each one. Diane says, I found the looper doesn't always close the loop enough. I always have to close the loop. I tend to go back and check over mine with my round nose pliers. I think sometimes, Diane, it's just kind of how you position your pin inside of it, but sometimes it doesn't always close it fully. I've found that too. Teresa says, with the looper, you have to wiggle it a bit before you move the wire to close it up. There you go. It's just kind of trial and error with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll start with my links at the back. So this is going to be my strand. So I'm going to start with my chip and a pearl and a chip and a pearl. So I'm going to have essentially 3 of my pearls on each of my sections that run around the back of my neckline, and I'm gonna run them, I think, like this. So I'm gonna have my chips next to my clasp. You also don't need a lot of jump rings with this. I have attached my butterfly with the jump rings, but I'm just going to attach my pins directly onto my clasp. So I think, let's have a little look here. Yeah, that's about the same. So I'm going to do 2 rows of those, just alternating between my chips, and they should be roughly about the same size in length. and I'm just going to attach them on together. So I'm going to pick up one. Again, if you do come across one that you think looks like needs straightening up, now's the perfect time to do it. So I'm just going to open up my pin a little bit, slide on my neck, so in this case the pearl onto the chip, and then I'm just going to move along down my order, gently flicking up my opening that I've made. You only need to open it ever so slightly. You don't want to put too much pressure because it will start to weaken it. So you're just going to give it a little flick up, attach on your next double connector and close that back over, making sure that you're closing it so they're not going to kind of come undone. Just check your loops are nice as you go. Little tiny flick, adding on your next one, closing that over, and then I'm going to finish with my chips. So if you want to make this longer, you can just add on more of your pearls and your chips. I'm then going to get my beautiful little clasp out, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to open up one end, slide that directly on. You can, if you want to, add it onto a jump ring, but I think it's fine to just go on directly. And then the same on the other side. So I'm going to attach them all together and then slide on the other part of my clasp. So in this case, the little bar. Your loops will be big enough to fit that through. And then just do the same, opening up, sliding on, and joining those together. So it's entirely up to you. If you do want to do it with the wrap loops, you can do. And providing your loops that you make on your pins, like I'm doing here, are, nicely formed and you close them properly, then you will have that kind of steadiness in your make. With a wrap loop, nothing's coming out of a wrap loop. But what I always do, always, regardless of how much I'm concentrating, as I'm putting something together, I will just make my other wrap loop without adding it on. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I have to try and add another one into the middle to kind of make them all link together. If you were doing all pearls or all of the same chips, then that wouldn't matter because you can just, you've got no repetition of your pattern. So they're the same. I've got 3 pearls in between each one. Okay, so then they're just going to connect on together and sit around the back of my neck. Now, I'm going to take this one just to show you. I'm now going to connect my butterfly directly onto this part before I make those 2 connectors. So where I've just got my little chip pin there, I'm going to take one of my jump rings. I'm using a 6mm outer diameter jump rings for this. So I'm going to use 3 and I'm going to take my gorgeous butterfly. So I'm going to open up my jump ring. So I'm taking 2 pairs of pliers and just giving it a little twist towards me. Don't have to open it up too much, just a little bit, and that's going to hook through this top part of the butterfly. So where his little antennae are, you'll see you've got that lovely little loop shape. So I'm just going to slide that directly through there and then on to that chain. Iris says, I'm loving that clasp. It looks so classy. I think it's really pretty. It's nice to have a bit of a fancy clasp. I'm now just closing up that jump ring by turning it in the opposite direction so those two ends meet. And now my butterfly is almost attached. I'm going to add the next two jump rings in between those bottom triangle parts to my butterfly. You could probably do them lower if you wanted to, but they're going to sit equally and I'm going to have no problem getting them through the holes there. So that's where I'm going to sit my next two jump rings. And then I'm going to make 2 rows to dangle off that and attach them directly to this side. So when I'm doing my 2 rows, if I can bring this down, when I'm referring to my 2 rows, what I'm meaning is, let's flip this into position. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 chains running down the bottom. So they're going to attach on. You can attach them with the pearl, you can attach them with your chips. It really doesn't matter. So I've got my pearls on one side and the chips on the other, and the pearls on that one. But on the other one, I've got my chips coming off and then the pearls. It really doesn't matter. I just want to make sure there's a slight difference in length here. So this one is going to sit comfortably inside the other. So I tend to do with this one, I'll use 10 pearls. And then on the outer one, I'll add 11 pearls. And that will give me a slight difference in length. So they will balance nicely when worn. So I'm going to start that now. Let's move that up the way. Oh, thank you, Camille. I appreciate that. So I'm going to start with my pearl. I'll finish with my chips. And I'm just going to put 10 pearls onto the inside one. So 1, still alternating, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All I'm doing is just counting the pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Running out of space. 9, 10. So they're off camera, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pearls alternating in between my blue lace chips, and that's going to be my inside strand. And then the next one will have 11 if I've worked that out right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Okay, so it's just a case of joining those up together again. So I'm adding on and just making sure that that is closed. Picking up the next one. I find it easier just to lay them out in front of me once I've made them all. So I kind of batch make. I make all my pearls first. I'll make all my chips on my double connectors second. And then I will start lining them up in the order that I want, and then just attaching them on together. So it's a really easy make. It's a nice make to do. It's quite, melodic because it is repetitive in terms of turning those pins. But once you've got all your pins made up and all your connectors made up, it's just a case of slightly opening, adding on the next one, and just making sure that you're alternating between the pearl and the chips and just attaching them together. So it does come together really quickly once you've done all that. I'm not going to sit and make, 27 pearl pins and 29 little eye pins with the gemstone chips, because we will be here all day. I've shown you how to do them. I'm sure you know how to do them. This is basically just assembly now. It's just putting them all together. And Mina says they will look great as a bracelet. You can make the bracelet using exactly the same technique. I've just repositioned the butterfly differently. So I've just put my 2 jump rings on those kind of outer wings on the bottom, and then it's going to sit across your wrist that way. So you can definitely make a bracelet up as well. Your kits are going to make 2 necklaces. So if you wanted to make 2 necklaces, you can do. You probably have enough left over for a bracelet. But if you wanted to have your 2 necklaces and the bracelet as well, then add in an extra butterfly to your basket, and add in an extra clasp if you want your clasp matching. If you want 2 bracelets to match your necklaces, you could just do straight chips and pearls. You wouldn't have to have the butterfly on it at all if you didn't want to. They would actually make really nice earrings as well. I only brought enough home for my samples and for this demonstration. I would have liked to have made earrings. So if I'd have had more butterflies, I'd have probably made a little pair of earrings as well. And I think what I would have done is just had like a little ear wire and just dangle it straight off. You could even make a dangling pendant with it too. It's really, really pretty. I'm just going to check that pearl has been in the little group I've put. So I'm going to count my pearls again at the end. So I'm just sliding it on. I'm not opening it up too much if I feel like it's not fully open. Oh. I'm just firing away the pearls I've neatly counted out. Bear with. I'm just going to literally come in with my pliers, just give it a gentle flick up. I don't want to open it up too much because I want to be able to close it really nicely so that link closes back. And that makes that lovely secure little loop. Little flick up, attach on and close. I'm wondering whether I'm going to have enough time to show you a wrapped loop with wire as well. Shouldn't take me too long to put this together, so hopefully I'll be able to show you that quickly, just in case you want to do it that way instead. Okay, so let's pop them together. Going to make sure my loop is fully closed and turned in on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's going to go on my first one. So what I will do is I will come in again with my little jump ring. And I'm just going to slide that first one, which will be on the inside. So on the left wing of the butterfly, I'm just going to pop it into that little section just through there. So opening up my jump ring just enough to get through, and then hooking that on to my pearl and closing that jump ring. So the first one had 10 pearls on, the second's going to have 11, and we're just going to do exactly the same, alternating and opening them up and attaching them together. So I'll try and do these quickly. Iris says, sorry I missed you at the beginning of the demo. Can you tell me the name of this beautiful necklace, please? This is the Blaine butterfly necklace. The one I'm demoing for you today is the blue lace agate, but we've got red aventurine, malachite, lapis and amethyst for you to choose from. They're all really beautiful chips. You've got your 6mm pearl in between. Each pearl has been picked out by myself because I think they look lovely with the chips. We've got beautiful antique silver nickel-free butterfly that we're adding on, as well as these beautiful little kind of floral toggle clasps, and I'm using the rhodium eye pins just to match that lovely antique silver colour. And that is all you need to make 2 beautiful necklaces up. Or if you prefer, you can add in a bracelet as well. The kits will slightly vary in terms of price, depending on which gemstone you choose. And we've got a little discount on for you today as well. So make the most of that. So I've got 5 minutes left, which is plenty of time to show you this. But I do want to show you a little wrap loop as well. I've done videos on wrap loops before, but I just wanted to show, because I know some people love a wrap loop. Who was it who said they loved a wrap loop earlier in the comments? Oh, I've just attached 2 of the chips on there. So what I'm going to do is just flick it back up, slide it off. It's that quick as of a fix. Just want to be alternating. So I've got my pearls and chips running along. Camille says it's a beautiful make. Thank you. It's a really easy make to do. And you know, if you've got a looper tool as well, then it really will speed you up. It won't take you long at all to make. And what's nice about them is if you're just going to make a load of your pearl and your chip connectors, then you know you can kind of customize these quite easily to suit different lengths. You could also mix up your kits if you wanted to, because I do think the red aventurine would look beautiful with this blue lace. I think it'd look gorgeous with the malachite too. I think the lapis would look gorgeous with the blue lace. Where's my amethyst one gone? Oh, it's there on the floor. I think the amethyst would look lovely with the lapis. It would also look lovely with the blue lace. So it's up to you in terms of, you know, how you want to put these together. If you do want to treat yourself to more than one kit and you want to mix up either the colour of your pearls or your chips, or you could do multicoloured, like different chips on each pin as well if you wanted to. So just moving along, flicking up, adding the next, closing that over. You might want to take your time with it just to make sure you've fully closed your pins. But I'm only gently and delicately flicking those loops open. As I say, don't want to put too much pressure. Keep your pins stored in the little plastic bag that it comes in as well, because they are fairly airtight, so it'll prevent them from becoming brittle when you're not using them until you come to make something. Just going to close that loop over a little bit more. So I've started with a pearl and I'm finishing with a pearl on the top one. Should probably do the same with this one, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure that I've got that extra length. So by alternating and adding in the extra pearl and chip on the bottom, it should make it a little bit longer. Don't know whether to add another chip in there. I've got a couple extra over and I'm not sure why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's try that and let's see how it sits. So I'm now going to get my other jump ring. I'm going to attach my second row through the loop on my pearl connector and then through the other side or the right hand side of the butterfly's wing. Just get that jump ring through there and close it over. And then I'm going to make sure that these are lined up accordingly. So my slightly smaller inner strand is sitting on the inside, and then I can attach both pearls directly to here. So again, you can add a jump ring onto it if you want to, but I don't think you need to. You can just open it up and slide them directly on. So I'm going to have both of my pearls just sitting onto that one. And there my necklace is done. It will hang very, very pretty and very lovely. Linda says, it looks very delicate, Natalie, a very nice make. Thank you very much. I do want to show you the wrap loop. I might do that really, really quickly, but I want to show you this on. This is the one we have just made. So I'm going to make sure my butterfly is on the right way round, because it has got two slight sides to it. There you go. So it sits really pretty. That inner strand is just going to hang nicely inside of the other one, and its job's a good one. Let me just take you down very, very quickly. I do apologise, I'm slightly running over. For the butterfly, I've done exactly the same on the bracelet. I've just positioned it, so I'm running through those links. Very, very quickly, I'll show you a quick wrapped loop. I'm just going to take a little bit of the 0.6 wire. I'm not measuring any of this out, but I won't need to. I'll just talk you through it. And you can do exactly the same in terms of your chips or your pearls with a wrap loop. I'm just going to start by holding maybe about 1 inch down my wire. I'm going to bend over my round nose pliers or even my bail step pliers. I'm going to reposition my pliers so they are above and below the wire that's coming out. I'm going to bring it all the way round, reposition my hand. So I've created this little kind of lollipop shape where that wire is coming through. I'm now going to hold it in my hand. I can use my fingers because it's so soft, but if you want to use your tools, you can do. So I'm just going to take a pair of pliers. There we go, let's get in shot. And I'm just going to do a half wraps. So taking it over, letting go, bringing it back round, and I'm going to wrap about 3 times, bringing that over each time. Then I'm going to come in with my cutters and I'm going to trim off that little tail end. I'm also going to stick that down. So I'm popping it back in my pliers, in my round nose, just so I can come in and just tuck that end in, so there's no sharp edges sticking out. I'm then going to add on my pearl, and I'm going to create another wrap loop at the top. So this time I'm going to pop my pliers just above the pearl and bend it. So when I take it out, you'll see there's a little space, and that's going to be enough for me to create those wraps with on the other side. Reposition my pliers so they are above and below the wire. Bring it all the way round. reposition my hand, and then I'm going to just bring that round again. Using your tools or your fingers, doesn't matter. If I'm using my tools, then I reposition it into my less dominant hand so I can wrap that space. In between the pearl and the loop. Cut off. And then with my pliers, just tuck that down. Now when I come to make my next one to connect on, I'm going to do exactly the same. But what I say I always forget about is when I'm creating my next loop, whether it be the first or the last one, and I'm going to create my wrap loop on this piece, I want to thread that through to the last one I've done before I close that up. Does that make sense? Because what I tend to forget is I'll just make another closed loop and be like, oh. So once I've put that in, if you want to, you can put your pliers over the loop to hold it in place, and then you can start your wrap. So I'm just going to make that wire nice and flush to the top of the loop, and I'm going to bring that wrap each time just below the last one, so they're not kind of sitting on top of each other, they're just sitting next to each other. And then I can give it a little swish and just reposition it and just get that back into position. I'm just going to close that down a little bit more. So just bringing that round. Make sure that end is tucked in. So by making your wrap loops like that with the wire, it's going to be really, really strong. Nothing's going to, come undone with that. You can pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull on it. I'm trying to hold that with so much tension just to show you. Let me get 2 pairs of pliers just to show how strong this is. So if I'm pulling on both ends, nothing is breaking that loop. So if you wanted to have that extra security, you could do wrap loops with this design. What I would say though is use a 0.6 wire, because it's nice and kind of soft enough to turn those loops and easy to turn those loops with, but it's also very strong and durable. However, if you want to do your necklaces, then a really beautiful way to get exactly the same effect but a lot quicker is just turning your loops with your pins with your eye pins into double connectors. I have gone slightly over. I do apologise. I've got loads to do today, and I should be off and I should be out. So thank you so much for joining me. Iris, that's really kind. She says, I could watch you all day. You nearly did. Very pretty, says Star. Lovely, says Rachel. She's going to give it a go, says Iris. Dulce says, great demo. Thank you. Very versatile. Lovely, Meg. Thank you so much. I hope you really, really like them. I really do. I say you've got lots of colours to choose from on the website. Head over to totallybeads.co.uk to find your kits. I will be back with you on Friday. I think I'm doing a wire bracelet with you on Friday. Pretty sure, but it'd be a nice, straightforward, easy one. So please come and join me again. Until then, have a lovely week and enjoy the sunshine, everybody. Take